Hi, everyone. Sometimes life is seemingly so awful and so scary and so turbulent that we are feeling and we feel just so out of control, so incredibly out of control. And we feel that all over our bodies. If we do a body scan, we quickly find out that it's hurting our hearts and it's hurting our, generally our belly areas. It's keeping tightness in our back, maybe. All of this is coming out of our very strong hard times that we're in. And this could be personal hard times, but sometimes it's also just the feeling of the world around us. It can be so hard for us that can't get out of bed in the morning. We can't even begin to complete anything. Where we just want to cry all the time, or not cry at all. We just feel like we're just so numb to everything. For me, I've had these types of symptoms arise at various points in my life. Sometimes, it's from very obvious external situations. For example, my dad passed away last year, and going through that process, leading up to it, and then after it, and during it, was extremely difficult. And it's not uncommon. Everyone has to go through death of others that they love at some point, most likely. Uh, and it's extremely, extremely tough on us. But additionally, in this time, we have all sorts of feelings of suffering and pain that seems to just come out almost like it's pulled out from the daily news, the feelings of hopelessness that we have at times because the world is so complex. People are having such a hard time. It seems to us that things aren't getting any better. And it can weigh heavily on our hearts. And so today, what I want to do is just talk a little bit about some of our hidden, in those moments especially, abilities. Generally, when we feel a heaviness towards these types of circumstances that are totally, totally outside of our control, like, for example, children across the world that are dying, um, even children in hospitals near us that are dying. Things that are just so hard to deal with, and we can't help but feel like our a hopelessness, a heaviness from all of that, and so there's all sorts of this kinds of things, and we feel just so out of control, and at the same time, like we don't have anything we can really do. Like we don't have anything we really can do. Now, there's certain people from various religions who pray, and there's a lot of prayer that folks can do, and they do. But oftentimes, even for those that are very religious people that do a lot of praying for others, there can be a point of feeling like things are just too hopeless. Like, I've heard metaphors of, in the Judaic Christian world of, a cloud passing between God and me. Or if you're not a person of any religion, just feeling like there's no sense to any of this. There's no point to any of this. And it's a senselessness of it all. And so, in these moments, we can especially find it hard to find our own inner light, a sense that we can do anything at all. And we're so burdened by the world outside. But I really want to share with you a message that no matter where you are, no matter what you're experiencing right now, that you are perfect already. Your abilities as a human being, as a person, are immediately accessible and can be made manifest. It's just that we have gotten so overwhelmed and burdened that we have forgotten temporarily. And this forgetfulness that has encumbered us can be removed, and we can find some ability to light the fire, if you will, within our own hearts, and to overcome this darkness that we're feeling right now. So you might feel like this guy doesn't know anything about me. He doesn't know anything about this. And the reality is, I invite you to be suspicious. I think that you should be suspicious of everything you hear on the internet and elsewhere. To try it yourself, to do your own practices that works for you. So I want to share that with you right now, that this is not a one-size-fits-all situation. Whatever's going to work for you is going to be what you find valuable in these words. It's not going to be whatever Mr. Guy is saying to you here. What I think is perfect for you. But in spite of all of that, I can assure you, and I know very confidently, that you, right now, have everything you'll ever need. You are perfect, as you are. So, to talk more about that, at this very moment, no matter where you are, or no matter what you're feeling, there is an opportunity. And this opportunity is very subtle and very hard to see. And it's entirely mental. And this opportunity that I'm inviting you into right now is really just to pull out of the world all of their suffering into yourself and to radiate outward mentally, just mentally, love towards all of them, all those who are suffering. So we are suffering, right? We are having a really tough time. That's why you found this video. It's, you're having a tough time right now. And so are so many people. And this is very common. It's almost like, of course, everyone is, but it's not very helpful most of the time to hear that. In this way, we're not saying it as, hey, you shouldn't feel what you're feeling. That's definitely not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when we recognize that we're all in this together, that there are so many others that feel terrible, not because of the same reasons that you feel terrible, but because of all of the other reasons that they have, that when we recognize that they're here right now, they're all around us right now in this world, in this little fleck of dust that's floating through the cosmos, that they're here with us on this earth. We can energetically, mentally, send out almost like a hook of a mental energy to say, I'm having such a hard time, might as well pull in more. Might as well pull in more. Because how could it get any worse? So I'm going to pull in all of it. Right here, right now. All of this baggage. All of this pain. That all of these little babies, all these little people all of us are feeling across the entire world. I'm going to pull that in right now. And so if I invite you to think about whether or not you can. And again, mentally, it's just mental. So it doesn't really mean, does it, that you're actually pulling it in? But trust me, if it's mental, it does something. So we invite all of that in. All of that pain, all of that suffering, all of that war-torn countries, people that are hurting everywhere in the whole world, we pull that in towards ourselves, into our bodies and into our hearts. We pull that in. And now we send out love. We tell them, you don't have to suffer anymore. It's all going to be okay. I'm going to hold your hand. Mentally, I'm going to hold your hand. Tell you everything's going to be okay. I don't know if everything's going to be okay in the way that you want. But I do know that holding your hand matters. So I'm going to do that for you. And you can do that for them mentally. So we're going to send that out. We're going to imagine that we're holding everyone's hands. All those that are suffering. People on their deathbeds in the hospital. People that are in war-stricken situations that are cowering in fear. There's someone out there like that. We're sending out right now, holding their hands. Giving them a hug if they want a hug. And just sending out a feeling of love. We're sending that out now. Towards you, with your own problems, and towards everyone else, right here, right now. So we're going to breathe in all the pain of the whole world. And when we breathe out, we're breathing out a helping hand, a hug, a voice that says, no matter what you're going through, it's going to be okay. It will all transform eventually. It will pass. It will end. Not in maybe the way that you'd like, but it will get better. And it is okay. It's going to be okay. We love you. We love you. No matter who you are, where you're at, what things that you're experiencing. We love you. We love you. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths with this. Breathing in all the suffering, all the pain. Breathing out all the love. Breathing in all the suffering, all the pain. Breathing out love. Finally, breathing in all the suffering, all the pain. And breathing out love. No matter who you are, no matter what background you're from, right here, right now, you are perfect. You did everything for these others. You offered them love. And in that way, you fulfilled your highest purpose as a person. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You are worth everything in the world. And even if you didn't really believe in anything that I just said, you didn't really do any of it, it doesn't matter. Because your capacity to do that is just the same as all of ours. And you're just perfect. You're just perfect. I'm sending you all of the love right now. wherever you are and whatever kind of pain you're in, it will get easier. It will. It will.